What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Basement Show. We got Pete, we got Greg, we got myself, and we got our illustrious cameraman, Steve-O.
Yeah.
Fucking Steve, man.
Fucking
right,
Steve. Guys, we got a great show tonight. We're going to talk about, obviously, Punisher Season 2 just started today. How far in is everybody? We got trailers galore, like the new Game of Thrones trailer, John Wick 3, Spider-Man Far From Home, and not too many number ones out this week. We got Black Widow, Invaders, and Marvel Comics Presents, all from Marvel. From Titan Comics for Hard Case Crime, Breakneck. Issue 1 came out back in December. We're going to talk about issues 1 and 2 just dropped this week. And I finally finished Injustice Masters of the Universe, so we're going to talk about that real quick as well. I know we said last week that we were going to talk about all of the stuff that we've been reading and kind of leave the number ones on the side for a little bit, but Ramon couldn't make it today because it's Friday, and I realized way too many Jamesons late that I forgot to tell y'all that we were not going to be filming on Thursday. So here we are on Friday. It was a coworker's last day. Yes, he took a job in Madrid, so good luck, Harry. That's pretty fucking dope.
Madrid?
Madrid, bro.
Madrid, nice.
So we're going to have a shot for you. I'm sorry, man. I don't have any, like, Spanish alcohol. We finished the rum. I got no tequila, no nothing, so.
All right. Peralta asked if any of y'all saw the Mortal Kombat 11 reveal, which I did.
Ronda Rousey as Sonya Blade, yeah. Blade, I was hoping to see some gameplay, though.
No, there was gameplay.
I didn't see the gameplay. All I seen was the video of her, like, you know, meeting other characters dressed up and shit.
Yeah, you just caught a snippet.
Okay.
Like, they kick things off. Well, we'll talk about it after.
Yeah. So, here's yours. Here's yours. Here's to a good episode. Yeah. Here's to the Punisher. And Harry, good luck, bro.
Good luck,
Harry. It's been real.
Harry.
High times.
High times indeed. That was good pizza, Steve. It was good pizza.
Very good pizza.
Yeah.
All right. So, let's finish off the topic real quick since we got started on that.
Yeah.
So there was gameplay shown.
Yeah. So they showed gameplay of the new mechanics, which are kind of interesting, according to our friend Rich. Apparently, it plays a lot like Injustice 2, which he's a little worried about because I know Injustice 2, like, there's a heavily customizable variation system.
What do you mean?
Where you have each character has style variants now, and those style variants have like now in Injustice 2 and now in MK11, they're going to have items that will enhance your stats in some way, shape, or form that go along with those.
And you get these items in each stage, or you earn them?
Yeah, I guess you earn them and buy them through the crypt, like you always.
Okay, yeah, they had that for a while now.
Yeah, basically, the in-game currency system,
right?
Store system, whatever. But I will say the gameplay looks really good. The graphics are phenomenal. The new fatalities are sick as fuck. Yo, Scorpion, he is a bad motherfucker.
What, you saw the one where you fucking ripped off someone's head and started kicking it like a soccer ball?
No way, really?
The best one, though, is the spear fatality, where he basically makes it completely molten, swings it underneath the ground and up through them. Cutting them in half lengthwise. I was like, oh, that's sick.
Did you see, speaking of Mortal Kombat, and I don't know how many of you guys out there follow Master Ken on Instagram or anywhere else, but Master Ken had a Mortal Kombat video where he's fighting Scorpion, and Scorpion goes to punch him, so he blocks it and kicks him in the nuts, and it just like drops his energy. And needless to say, there is also a spear fatality for Master Ken as well. So yeah, just go check that out.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. But they showed a couple of new characters. They brought back Baraka.
Okay.
They brought back Scarlet from MK9. She was a fan favorite. So yeah, I mean, I'm excited to find out more about the game. The story's pretty sick. Picks up right where MKX left off.
Cool.
And yeah, Ronda Rousey is Sonya Blade.
Are all of the characters based on people? Like, do they all have a likeness?
Well, she doesn't have a likeness. It's just her voice.
Oh, okay. So, I get it.
So, and actually, Kevin Conroy is Scorpion in this.
That's interesting.
Yeah, he sounds the part. I mean, in post production, you can pretty much overmodulate anybody to make them sound demonic. So.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm excited. It's pretty cool. They're kind of making Raiden out to be like a semi-villain now.
Really?
He's basically Dark Raiden in this game, and some of his, basically he's like, okay, he got rid of the prim and proper, and now he's becoming a badass. And that changes his fighting style. It's pretty sick. So,
nice. When is this coming out?
Mid to late April, I think April 19th or April 23rd.
Yeah, like that third week of April.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, it's good stuff. I'm excited.
I always kind of sucked at the Midway games. The last Mortal Kombat I was really good at was like Mortal Kombat 3.
Yeah.
Truly.
That was when April 23rd says absolutely. Yeah.
That was like Ultimate Mortal Kombat when they forgot to put Scorpion in, and then like they corrected the shit.
Yeah.
To this day, what the fuck?
What the fuck were they thinking? Mortal Kombat 3 without Scorpion? I returned the game immediately.
Yeah, seriously. David Peralta says, I'll be the first person to predict this, but I think that Spawn's going to make an appearance.
I heard something to that rumor.
So
yeah, let us waste no more time. Punisher Season 2, where are we? I only watched episode 1 so far.
Season 6 before I left the house.
You're on episode 6 already?
Episode 6.
What about you, Steve?
Yeah, I'm halfway through the second episode.
All right.
I haven't started yet.
Did you see episode part 1? Fucko?
Come on, Cheeze! Damn!
I played the fizzy.
It's fucking 55 minutes in, and he's already killed like 9 people. It's great.
Dude, like the 30 seconds in is like pure adult.
Actually, like it looks, because they don't really explain who the bad guys are yet. So literally in the first 12 seconds, he guns down 2 women and a dude with guns. You have no idea who it is. Why they look like they could just possibly be a family in a Volvo.
It's a Volvo with a gun rack, though.
It's great.
All right, so it's a Liberty Mutual commercial, but still,
He is truly born to be the Punisher. There's no question in my mind. He's great. And we actually had a thing on Instagram. Can we go on Instagram?
Ramon says episode 8, and it's still awesome.
Fucking Ramon has been doing nothing today but
Except watching
Punisher and then going to church. And then coming home and watching Punisher again.
I mean, because priorities.
Hey.
I mean, he's got them straight.
He'll be done by tomorrow.
Yep.
He'll be done by tonight, I'm sure.
Brilliant.
His wife's going to go to sleep. He's like, nah, baby, I'm good.
Boom.
All right. So we actually had a Punisher-related question on Instagram.
Save it for the weekend snowstorm. Yeah, pretty much.
Listen, this is why they released it this weekend, because like they know it's not about the storm, it's gonna be wizards, but
hey, absolute.
I have a
We have
question
2.
for cheeseburger.
oh,
Hey,
Right here. So how's the crack?
great with some
So-
fava beans.
Relic Lord said
Tried that.
Johnny Bernthal is basically Billy Badass, but some episodes are a bit slow, getting a little tired of every villain today needing to be humanized instead of just straight up evil.
I can agree with that.
Interesting.
I can agree with that.
What we got? So he also asks, is Frank eating really good New York pizza in episode 5, One-Eyed Jacks? He's eating at Lombardi's. Yes, that is very good pizza. As a matter of fact, Lombardi's is the very first pizza store ever in America. So take that one to the bank. They don't deliver or nothing. You can go there, get a pie, and go out. But it's really like a sit-down restaurant. So here's an interesting one. Relic said, why do you think Netflix has such a hard-on for keeping characters out of costume? Not that it matters, because we know everything is getting canceled anyway. But, you know what? I don't think that was Netflix so much as it was Ike Perlmutter, who was basically in charge of, like, the Marvel TV shit. Because if you notice, none of Marvel TV really had costumes going on, but the shit was all over the movies. He was a dick and never wanted to fund anything, right? He and Feige did not get along at all. Feige actually had him booted from Marvel Studios when he was working there as well.
Really?
So they have been button heads for a while, but now I hear that he's finally leaving Marvel TV as well, and everything will be under Feige's control. So now you'll finally get those crossovers that we've been promising you left and right with, TV characters going to TV, but TV characters going to movies and movie characters making short appearances on TV. Because the last time we saw that was Samuel L. Jackson in S.H.I.E.L.D. And what was that, like season 2?
Season 2.
Season 2, that's the last one. Because before that, season 1 of S.H.I.E.L.D. was Maria Hill
and Sif as well.
And Sif. Yeah. Maria Hill, Sif, and Sam. And then Sam's been on there 3 times.
Right.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that alone is awesome.
But we haven't seen that in a while because Perlmutter never wanted to fund the shit. So hopefully he gets his ass fired. Take your few $1 million, you old, cranky, crotchety dickhead, and go to fuck home. Pollux Troy, by the way, great name.
Yeah.
Pollux Troy 55 wants to know, do you think the first episode of the new season of Punisher, the bathroom fight scene, made the first real statement about gender equality in the history of mankind? Ooh. I don't think so, because he did say, my friend is in there. Like, he wasn't trying to just use the women's bathroom, which I really thought that's what they were going toward. But he said, oh, my friend's in there, I just gotta go check on him. And then you hear a woman scream, and then he headbutts the guy through the door, which is fucking dope. It's awesome. I long to do that to someone.
But, I mean, like...
I'm sorry, I probably should have threw the cheese down for that one, but I mean, Frank's gonna fuck people up, so...
Yeah.
I mean, don't fuck with Frank, but, like, I gotta say, like, the first episode of this season, we literally said earlier that the first 15 minutes, you're like, what the fuck just happened?
Yeah.
And then as the episode goes on, and a slight cheese, Frank has a win. Like, he does. He has a win in episode 1. And we all know Frank. He doesn't get that many wins unless he's killing somebody. But he actually has a win.
Yeah.
And, like, there's a part of you that actually swells up inside. Like, you know what? Yeah, man. Fucking good for you, dude.
Which immediately turns into, like, a balk. And then, like,
and then it's back.
everything, it fucks itself up in no time at all.
But I will say this. I will technically say that you can use the Indiana Jones method. That if Frank literally would have not going to the bar, none of that would have happened.
None of that would have happened. Granted, that little girl who kind of looks like the chick from Supernatural, the daughter, Castiel's daughter, looked a little like her, but it's not her. No. She'd be dead. All right, here's a loaded question if ever I've seen one.
That's what she said.
Is the integration of SJW themes and gender-neutral topics destroying comic book literature and television and making today's generation weak and unprepared for real-world issues?
Ooh.
No.
All I'm going to say is I never used Gillette shavers. I always just used Con Air Electric. And I'm going to leave that question right there. That's what I'm going to say.
I mean, listen. Like, perfect example, Sunday, Supergirl comes back from hiatus. And they just announced today that Nia Mall, the transgender assistant, she's actually Dreamer from Legions of Superheroes.
Oh, that explains her superpowers. Okay.
So she's going
and that also explains why Brainy knows who she is.
Yeah. So she's basically going to be, she's going to be the first transgender superhero ever.
But that's only in the TV show, right? Yeah. That's not in the comics. How long before that reflects from the TV show to the comics, do you think?
It depends on how well that episode's going to be received in the public. And if it's received really, really well, they'll have the comic book on the shelf within 3 months.
That's probably a really good assessment.
Yeah.
I will say this much. I don't usually like seeing topical things in my comic book TV shows, or in my comic books for that matter.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people will argue that comic books do reflect reality. I prefer my comics as escapism. Yeah. I watch the news every day, and it makes me angrier and angrier. And if you know me, I'm crazy, and I shouldn't be angry. Exactly. I should actively try to avoid getting angry, but I don't. I like being angry. So, that said...
So keep him away from gamma rays, is what he's trying to say.
Probably. That said, I have actually enjoyed this season of Supergirl with the, you get it, like all the aliens on Earth are being persecuted, basically like the X-Men.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But obviously this is reflexive of the whole illegal alien thing going on in the United States. You don't have to be a fucking dumbass to figure that out. What's the old saying? If a 5-year-old can do it in an hour, so if you can't do it, we'll call a 5-year-old.
Yeah.
But that it's not. Sometimes it can work.
Fuck said that.
I said it. I just said it right now.
Write it down.
All right. I do have a pen. I don't know. I mean, some things. It's weird because when you see topical shit like that, you feel like you're being condescended to. So, and the story, therefore, has to be
Like,
really good.
Pay attention.
Exactly.
And you're just like, oh.
I get it. So
yeah.
I can see where people would get tired of it. I do get tired of it. If this Supergirl has a good story, but there have definitely been others. I don't have an example on me right now, but there have been others that have really condescended to you and sucked.
Yeah.
So
I think the only instance in comics where they did something that was topical,
all right, you
that
want
was
something
done
from
really,
comic
really,
books.
really well, was the 9/11 issue of Amazing
The
Spider-Man.
9/11 was really fantastic. Kate said Rob Liefeld's coming back to Marvel for a new X-Men book. Do you think he'll finally be able to draw feet?
Nope.
No. I'm so scared about
I don't know why they're bringing him back. Who out there is demanding Rob Liefeld still get work?
Joe
It's
Quesada.
called everyone that just discovered I'm freaking the
It's
last
Joey
3 years
Chu, buddy.
because I'm freaking on Deadpool.
Those
Like-
are the same kids who never heard I Got 5 on it.
Yeah.
The same answer. We got some dad jokes from El Sinestro here.
Oh, here we go.
God.
Here we go.
Oh, Steve.
How many apples grow on a tree?
How many?
Mother.
All of them. What do you call a fake noodle?
Your mother.
An imposter. I want to tell my mother. She's going to kick your ass.
You think your mother hasn't hit me hard enough yet?
I'm sure. Why does Dr. Pepper come in a bottle? Oh my god! Because his wife died.
Oh, God.
Here's a good one for you. Why was the guitar teacher arrested?
Why?
For fingering a minor.
Oh, God.
Yeah,
That's a hard Kelly doing. Good job.
What does it mean if you were born in September?
Thank you.
What?
That your parents started the new year with a bang.
Yep.
Oh, man. Oh, wait. Sinestro actually asked the question. Fantastic Four or X-Men, who should debut first in the MCU? I say Fantastic Four.
Fantastic
We've had
Four.
enough of the X-Men.
Yeah.
Those teases with the buildings and shit, with the Avengers Tower.
Yeah.
In New York, it got
I mean,
me.
Did
know,
you see in
like-
the Spider-Man trailer, it's under construction now?
Finish Dark Phoenix and then just give it a fucking rest.
Oh, okay. I don't know if you touched upon this.
I have a bet with somebody about Dark Phoenix.
All right, last question on Instagram. Vegetable Tube asks, if you can write the next He-Man movie, what story arc would you do if hired to write a trilogy? Vegetable Tube, I can't possibly like that question enough.
This is all you, buddy.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
You gotta do the origin of He-Man in the first episode and make it... Actually, I would do just a good old He-Man versus Skeletor thing.
Yeah.
Introduce the power of Grayskull, let the history of Grayskull be explained a little bit, where you know that the power started with King Grayskull. That's the first movie. You hint at that. The second movie, you have the Horde. You have the Horde, the origin of the power of Grayskull when King Grayskull chased the Horde off of Eternia 1,000 years ago. And, you know, that the Horde is still alive and that Skeletor was trained under him. And you will explore that history. And at the end of the movie, after He-Man's done kicking Hordak's ass first, then... Or maybe He-Man kicks all of the rest of the Hordelings' asses, like Leech and Mantenna. That's the whole movie. He's got to defeat the evil Horde and the return of Skeletor and everything. And then, the end of the movie, they bring in Hordak's star general, Despara. That's the end of the movie. You give him... And basically have her level He-Man. She should be strong enough to do it. So... You leave that on a Empire ending.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's fucked up. The third movie is obviously She-Ra. Because if anybody who doesn't know, Despara is the evil version of She-Ra when she was still brainwashed by the Horde. Might as well go right into it. Injustice versus Masters of the Universe. This 6-issue series ended 2 weeks ago, I think it was. And I finally caught up and finished it. this was an absolute geek fest. Like the last one, like Masters of the Universe versus DC. It was everything you could have ever hoped it was. He-Man stabbed Superman with the power sword. But now, you know, they all made amends. They fought off Skeletor and I forget who else it was, whomever from DC. But now in the Injustice world, we have Superman ruling everything. If anybody has not played the game, Superman flips the fuck out because the Joker under the fear toxin makes him kill Lois Lane and his unborn son. That's the start of the game. So He-Man now is asked by Batman to go and help in the Injustice universe, and they just end up going fighting. Superman's fucking everybody up because he's like allied with Brainiac. I never played Injustice, so I was just enjoying the shit out of it. I know Rich had it, and I saw it like a couple of times there, but I never played the game. I never experienced the story, even though you don't have to. You can just look up all the cutscenes for like an hour and a half on YouTube and just watch basically the Injustice movie. I never did that either. Yeah. But the story mode, like in Mortal Kombat, you know, you play as everybody. But either way, the last, I don't know, 3 to 4 issues, 2 to 3 issues, really, it just becomes an absolute geek fest with, throw the cheese down there, Skeletor acquiring the powers of Shazam, basically Black Adam, to fuck up Darkseid, who was seeking the anti-life equation, which just happened to coincide with the secret of Grayskull. Remember, what was Skeletor always looking for? He was looking for the secrets of Castle Grayskull. It's the anti-life equation that's guarded by Hero, that's He-R-O, which was a character later installed in the Masters of the Universe mythos as a sorcerer from back in the day, who was kind of like a Zodak type of, or Metron kind of character. You see Zodak and Metron, they're both flying around in their chairs. You want to talk about like the similarities between, you know, like Avengers and Aquaman and other kind of superhero shit? There are a lot of similarities between the DC universe and He-Man, and you realize it reading this book. And I mean, you also get Superman with the power sword. You get He-Man as Shazam. You get Teela running around in like Cheetah's costume. Batman meets Man-at-Arms, which is just a match made in heaven. Nice. Oh, yeah. It's so fucking cool. Supergirl. Holy shit. Supergirl kicks ass. And all she wants to do is fuck Superman up. That's it.
That's great.
Because I don't know if this is part of the game, but he locked her in the Phantom Zone. Oh. And now she's out. Yeah. It's so fucking good. I like it. It's a geek fest, man. I'm sitting there like, it's so good.
I got to play Injustice 2 once, but I don't remember if Supergirl was a playable character. Maybe she was like a DLC or something like that.
Probably everybody's a fucking DLC.
Those of you who have played Injustice 2, help me out here, because that sounds like something NetherRealm would do.
And speaking of video games, Absolute answered the question first last week. She sent in the cheat codes to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2. Yeah. And there were the cheat codes for Infinite Lives. There was a cheat code for Stage Select, and then there was another cheat code for Stage Select and Infinite Lives. She sent us all 3. So me and Greg, as promised, we got some books for you. We got The Walking Dead 75, donated by Greg. And in keeping with the video game spirit, I've got Street Fighter Unlimited Annual.
Nice. Congratulations, Absolute.
Yes. Those will be in the mail. It's, you know, allow 6 to 8 weeks for delivery, which is really, I mean, it's really cold in New York right now, so you got to give me a day when it's like not 20 to go to the post office.
And props to Absolute. Like, while I was watching the live stream, I saw later the same night
the email popped in.
Instagram posts and stuff that she put up there talking about MK11.
I'm just going to say this soda's really good.
It's very good.
Let me get a sip of that.
Yeah, you should have that. All right. Spider-Man Far From Home trailer.
Yes.
Okay. You were right, by the way. Again, our man with his ear to the ground, breaking nerd news.
Thank you.
So, there is a lot of talk going on with the Spider-Man movie. First of all, Kevin Feige has actually said this takes place after Endgame. Does it count as a spoiler because we're seeing Spider-Man? We know he had a fucking movie coming. It had to be after Endgame. We knew he was going to survive. We knew it. He was contracted for like 10 movies. They basically bought this kid's whole life.
Kind of,
But
yeah.
I don't count it as a spoiler because we knew he was coming back. We don't know how he's coming back.
Right.
And the rest of the Avengers with it. And now people are looking mad deep into this shit. And there's a lot of shit hidden in the trailer.
Yeah.
I'll say that. You sent us a lot of that stuff.
Yeah.
But there was also people looking at the check that Happy brings in. It's like, $500,000 check. And it's only signed by Pepper Potts, not Tony. Why wouldn't it be signed by her unless maybe Tony dies fighting Thanos? Mm-hmm. We don't know, but that's one speculation.
Well,
I have an answer for that because he kind of signed the company over to Pepper already.
That is also true.
So,
he did do that.
Yeah.
Also running around like the name on the boat, the license plate of the car. What was the other
two license
one?
plates.
Yeah.
Two license plates?
Yeah. Which is awesome.
They're naming the issues of Spider-Man that each of the elemental villains appeared in. Well, first appeared. But see, this all ties itself together because we don't know if those are, let's say, Hydro Man, Sandman, Molten Man, and what was the air one? People are speculating maybe, I don't know. No, it wasn't the Vulture. It was somebody else.
No, I knew oh, crap. I forgot.
But people are speculating, will that be, is it Hydro Man, first of all? Because Amazing Spider-Man 212 is soaring up the eBay charts. I wish I would have bought 30 of those when they were $10 each.
Yep.
Stupid. I should have listened to my man Jim Mint on Instagram. One of my favorite accounts. He actually has a YouTube show of his own where he talks about like highly collectible comics and stuff. My dude has a ridiculous collection, but that's besides the point.
David Peralta says Hydro Man is in it. They confirmed that months ago.
I don't think
They never said.
they're also liars. I don't think it's Hydro Man.
They never said it. They
No,
I think it might be a Hydro Man, but I don't know if it's Maury Bench.
We collectively, kind of agreed that this is probably all just Mysterio doing.
I think it's because there was also it's the Elementals. No one on Earth has heard of the Elementals except for like 6 people who were fans of Marvel Comics from these obscure shit back in the 70s.
Yeah,
Nobody knows about it. Yeah. I think it's all Mysterio trying to make himself look like a good guy. We do have it confirmed from the shadow, and I'm not sure if it's from anybody else, that Mysterio is a good guy. So for him to play it off like, hey, look, I'm a good guy, but really be a scumbag, and maybe Tower Bridge is under attack. Maybe he's trying to steal the crown jewels.
Like, hey,
who the fuck knows? Could be anything.
No, I'm like, that will make sense. I think the whole thing about the elementals alone, possibly, it's like, we see all 4 pictures. We saw Nick and Maria shooting at them in the street.
Right.
We see Alcia, on the boat. It's possible, but
the only thing that lends real credence to it is
this
the
could be a
water
red herring
filling
too.
up.
Like this could be a red herring too.
Spider-Man gets hit by water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how could he do that with just an illusion? Unless he's using some crazy ass shield tech with hard light illusions.
I mean,
hard light and
you saw the movie
images?
FX way back in the day?
I don't know.
FX1 and FX2. All about special effects. It can be done.
So I like the noir suit. I like the black and red suit.
Yeah, so we basically saw 3 suits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The regular one, which if you watch the international trailer, there's the little bit in the airport where the woman opens up the thing and there's the suit in there. Yeah. And it says, she's like, this, no. Takes out the banana. He's like, okay, no bananas. Got it.
Interesting point here by Jake Damon. It said they could introduce Green Goblin by having Norman experiment with Skrull DNA.
Ooh, what?
That's
what
a
if he
nice
actually
twist.
turns into the Goblin?
Yeah,
that would be interesting. Yeah,
then you could do like the big.
You could do
demon
Ultimate
Goblin.
Green Goblin. Yeah.
Ultimate Goblin.
Yep.
That's dope.
Which if you saw Into the Spider-Verse, you
who said that?
Jake Damon, 24.
Good job.
Jake Damon, are you secretly a Spider-Man Marvel writer?
Did
somebody just drop us a hint?
Somebody did ask, what would the possibility be if it's Oscorp buying the Avengers Tower?
But that was a big thing. That was a big rumor before the Fox deal finished.
Yeah, when
because
Sony was really merging.
Right, when Sony had the big deal to bring Spider-Man back to the MCU and everything, or into the MCU, But before the Fox deal was finalized, it was going to be a toss-up between did Oscorp buy it or did Reed Richards buy it.
Right.
And because the Fox deal finished, it's going to be Reed Richards. It's going to be the Baxter building. But now, if, let's say, the Fox deal fell through for whatever reason, Comcast won the bidding war, or the governments of the world declined the offer, it could be anything. So they were prepared for their backup, you know, just in case, and let it be Oscorp. But I don't think it will be now. John Wick 3.
Yo.
Okay.
What did you call it? What did you say?
I said headshots on horseback.
That's a hashtag. That's a hashtag.
Yeah, we got to hashtag that one. Headshots on horseback.
He's got dogs, plural.
Yeah, plural.
We've got Halle Berry.
Yeah. I mean, and not Catwoman Halle Berry. Oh, no.
No, more like Swordfish Harry Berry.
Yes.
I said Harry Berry.
Harry Berry.
She's fucking 51,
I'm gonna have another sip of soda.
man. She's fucking 51.
Yes?
Yeah.
51 years old.
Storm is aging very well, my friend.
Storm is aging very well. You know what happens to a John Wick when it gets struck by lightning? The same thing that happens to everything else.
I've never seen a John Wick movie. I'm watching both of them tomorrow for the first time.
Yeah. See, I got to see John Wick 2, but John Wick 1 was amazing.
You never seen it either? You're missing out.
I'm gonna have some great hot.
Those are good
pizza
movies, man. Keanu Reeves trained with like ranges to
he's
become...
an enthusiast. Like he was doing this shit before he actually started training.
Oh, so he was crazy.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, that's important to know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like these ranges right here?
Not those ranges. Those ranges suck.
They swallow.
Fuck you.
I'm saying.
They fucking swallow.
How the fuck did the Islanders win 9 games out of their last like 11 and the Rangers blow goats?
They actually have a team
They-
this year.
Yeah. They actually, surprisingly enough, you get rid of John
All of a sudden,
Tavares.
you want to pay attention to sports. Just
Pete.
Sports!
I say it once, I say it again. As long as this fucking jackhole owns the fucking team, they would never win again.
That's right.
Fuck James
Probably.
Dolan.
Fucking that
Sports.
sucks. All right, let's do some questions and comments. Absolute said, which comic graphic novel turned movie did the books justice? We're talking any comic book here, so The Crow, Blade, Constantine, so on and so forth. I can't ask which ones failed because there were a lot that just sucked.
So he's actually which ones are good?
Which ones are true to their comic?
Oh.
Unfortunately, the of those movies, I haven't.
I don't think it's of
read
those
anything.
movies.
Well, yeah. But
All right, then hands down, Road to Perdition.
Road to Perdition was a comic book?
Yes, it was.
I never knew
I didn't-
that.
I
Yes,
never
it
knew
was.
that,
Hands
actually.
down. Hands down. Tom Hanks fucking destroyed that role. It's amazing.
Abs, it just seems to be a habit that I have to get back to you on. I'm going to take a moment to really think about that answer.
And also Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
Scott Pilgrim was fantastic.
That's all I was gonna say.
Yeah.
that I never read though either. So
I read that after I saw the movie, and the movie was phenomenal. It's an easy read.
yeah.
Yeah. But that is true. That was...
like real in depth what the X's was about.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know about you guys, but I'm waiting for a film rendition of Johnny the Homicidal Maniac.
Oh, we won't get that.
But
I know we
we'll
won't
never
get
get
that.
that. But
We'll
by
never
the way,
get that, but-
Zim, I don't know if everybody knows, is coming back to Nickelodeon
Zim Invaders?
for like an hour
Invaders
long
and
movie or
Outtakes.
something.
Yes, that's been in. He's been developing that for the last year
Huh.
or so.
He's great. He's great in that film.
Jo-
Abs also said if Snake Plissken were recast, who would play the role? Who's a rough and tumble guy today that could really pull off Kurt Russell?
Not for nothing, fucking Jigsaw and fucking Punisher.
He looks a little too... I don't know. He doesn't. His face is too small.
Yeah, he can grow.
Who you got?
Me.
You? Nah, I don't know about that. I don't think I could trust you to escape from L.A.
Real quick.
Oh, Snake
Have my
Plissken.
eye on you, Pete.
Oh, fucking Stephen Amell can do it. Same stature.
Stephen Amell could do it.
Yeah.
Jason Momoa is too big. He's got the face for it.
And a lazy eye.
And I didn't know he had a lazy eye.
Did you not fucking see that?
No.
He read 2 books at the same time.
Kid Harington's got the hair, but I just realized what you said. You read 2 books at the same time. That's so fucked up.
I never heard that before. That's great.
Oh, you broke Greg.
Oh,
You broke
shit.
Greg.
I've never heard that before.
I have a question. Could Jamie Lannister do it?
Steve's sleeping, anyway.
Probably.
What do you think, Steve?
Ah.
No?
If he's actually British and that accent isn't a put on, he's too proper for the role.
Proper, he's like a preppy. That's how I see him.
All right.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Hey, what about fucking old boy Alfred from Gotham?
Is Braun up?
Jeremy Irons?
Yes.
No, fucking what's the name?
I can go one of play.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
He seems a little older.
Yeah,
I mean, he still
said
kicks
Sam
ass.
I mean, he is the son of a doctor.
Sam Elliott.
Sam Elliott is like 100.
He is. He's still awesome.
Yeah, I mean Sam Elliott.
Yeah.
Roadhouse.
Roadhouse.
I don't know, as we're gonna have to think about that one too. Christian Feliciano. Hey, Pete's Basement crew, love the show. You guys have the best podcast of all time. Thank you, sir, for having no taste at all.
Thank you.
Thanks so much for all the awesome content. My question is, what is your favorite comic book issue of all time? I personally love Detective Comics 27 and ASM 248, The Kid Who Collects Spider-Man. That's a great story, man.
Good job.
That's sad as fuck. But I actually happen to have my single favoriteest comic of all time just over there off camera. So I'm going to go get it for you. Hold on. This is down here purely because I had an extra one and I was going to sell it on eBay. But maybe we'll figure out a question by the end of the show. Maybe we'll do a giveaway.
Oh.
Maybe we'll do that. Joe Hill's The Cape.
Oh, yeah.
This is
yeah.
amazing. This started out as a one-shot. There have been sequels, there have been prequels, and everything else, and they just don't do enough justice to this original one-shot. It's my favorite because of all the stories. Like, I mean, I tell people if they only read one comic in their entire lives, read Watchmen. Because I think it's the most relatable in that it's not relatable to anything. You don't have to read another Batman book like if you read Killing Joke. That's like the definitive Batman book to recommend somebody. Sure. But it's still Batman. It's a known superhero. He's got a history a mile long. You know, same thing with the best Spidey stories or something like that. Watchmen was a collected edition. In and of itself, it was 12 issues. Before all the nonsensical sequels and things like that.
Right.
Its first edition was its own definitive edition. That's all you needed was Watchmen. But that's a full-ass graphic novel. This is a single solitary issue. It's a one-shot. It's fucking wild, man. It is about a guy who's down on his luck, goes back home after losing his job, and goes to live with his mother, and she doesn't have room for him, so he sleeps in the basement, and he gets cold at night, so he grabs this blanket that he used to use as a cape when he was a kid. And, like him and his brother used to play superheroes with it. And what happens afterward is not... I mean, it's not what everybody would do, but it's important that it's pointed out that some people would do this. Best comic book of all time. And if you wanted something, definitive issue from a particular hero, y'all ever see that Punisher fucking Christmas special?
No.
That was like from like 3 or 4 years ago. When I think Adam was still here. And we were reading through it, and like the bad guy just opened fire in a room full of babies, literal babies at a nursery. And like Adam looks at me, and he's like, "Did he just?" And I'm like, "Yeah." Like, you want to talk a crazy ass Punisher book? Crazy ass Punisher book.
Adam was a
Disturbed. Adam is a difficult person to disturb, so because Adam's pretty disturbed on his own.
telling me to shut up.
Never happens. Tried so many times.
Well, you tell him, he just doesn't listen.
No, he never listens. He hasn't listened for 38 years.
No,
You had a favorite comic book.
they're bad book. They're not bad books, but like they're just like that was the first one I actually cared about. Avengers 300.
Okay.
Where Mr. Fantastic and Susan Richards joined the team, and X-Men 242 Inferno, the first issue of Inferno.
Good issue. Good one.
Like I know that like they're like regular issues to some people, but that just when I realized, oh wow, it's 300 issues of this one book. This will make me want to start it, so I can go back and forth.
That's basically what led you down this path.
Yeah.
That would eventually lead you here to this show.
Like it wasn't the first book that I bought per se, but it was the first books that I valued and trusted. Like I still have those in my house. Like they're not in my
That's
store.
good.
They're in my house.
Yeah.
And I just cherish those because that made me like want to invest in something.
One of the, well, I think my favorite is probably one of the first books that I ever got, and that was Jim Lee's X-Men #1. So that's kind of an easy one. That was my introduction to X-Men, and I was a dead duck at that point.
Like, it's amazing. People don't realize how powerful X-Men 1 was, because, like, it was a crossroads for, like, you know, for kids our age, because, like, you know, some were going to the left, some was being, like, you know, too hardcore, and some were just lost. And this one book made a jumping on point, because, like, even though you was whatever kind of person you were, you knew about the X-Men. And this one book made it so crossover friendly and jump on friendly.
Yeah.
That you had to read the first issue.
Because it was a new beginning.
That's why it's basically still to this day one of the highest selling comic books of all time. Because it was the greatest jump on book that's ever been made.
Yeah.
Like, it's just phenomenal.
Yeah. No one ever thought to split the team into two different.
Yeah.
I mean, they did, because they did Avengers West Coast, but that kind of floundered like a flan in a cupboard.
I think it was supposed to be stupid.
No, they made it into two teams, but they did something so simplistic, but yet smart. They said one team is blue, one team is gold. And they basically said it in the beginning. Like, it was so simple to say, oh, well, the colors are blue and gold, the old uniforms go blue and gold.
It was probably one of the most definitive books of all time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a genre maker, you know, like it became Jim Lee's X-Men, Chris Claremont's X-Men, even though Claremont had written many, many others as well.
Sure. So,
Like,
I mean, every single great, you know,
You're not in trouble, though.
big event that had happened in like the 70s and 80s, that was all him.
And
then to have him write this, I mean, it was only a 3-issue arc with the X-Men and Magneto, and they kind of developed a little bit, you know, more after that. But that 3-issue kickoff on that run was just iconic, because you know, you're reintroducing and improving the relationship between, you know, the X-Men and their worst enemy, Magneto.
Yeah. What's Cheeseburger reading?
I was reading a little bit of the Hulk. I was reading a little bit.
Everybody's been talking about the Immortal Hulk book, and I read like issue 1 so far. Everybody's yapping about it, and I gotta get into it.
That was Breaking News' book of the year for last year.
Tide, wasn't it? Because Tide with Magic Order.
Yeah, that Magic Order.
Are you reading that one?
No, I need to get.
Yeah,
on that.
you gotta.
I definitely need to get on.
Forget all of the superhero books. Just read the fucking like the Image stuff.
Yeah,
Image is really the best one out there.
I really do try to. One of the books that I read most recently that I finished, much to my happiness, was Shirtless Bear Fighter. Which at Comic-Con we got signed. Was it last year by the creators?
Yeah, that was last
year. So,
not 2018, but 2017.
Yeah. Kate says, guess who got one of the Shirtless Bear Fighter action
I know,
figures?
she got the action figure.
I didn't even know that they made action figures. That's
They were like $80. It was ridiculous. I would have ordered one. Maybe they were 40. No, I think they were 80 because it was way too rich for my blood.
Yeah.
There was a regular one, and then there was the pantsless variant with like a Lego piece in front of it to be like blurred out.
Yeah.
Oh, we also got a teaser for Ghostbusters 3.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I got it on pretty good authority that Bill Murray, Ernie Hudson, and somebody else signed.
Dan Aykroyd.
And the runner of WL.
And they're talking to Annie Potts.
And maybe I think she's on too.
Yeah, they're talking to Annie Potts.
Right.
Bill Murray, Ernie Hudson, and Annie Potts I think they signed today, and the information is going to be released soon, so when it does, remember you heard it here first.
Yeah, because this is Dan and Jason's idea, which, not for nothing, we failed, Nerd World. We failed. Dan Aykroyd said this like 6 months ago, and no one paid attention to it.
I remember that.
How many people loved the Walmart commercial?
You know what? Walmart paid a lot of money for all
with all the
Yeah.
the cars and the
The
references.
Ninja Turtles,
Yes.
you had the pizza wagon or whatever.
Ecto,
Yeah, you had Ecto.
Knight Rider.
You had Knight Rider.
Bumblebee.
Let's go to comics.
Yeah, comics.
Marvel's Black Widow.
Yeah.
I could have did without it. First of all,
I kind of liked it.
the
Maybe
thing
just because of the fact that it was just a black.
it got better towards the end. The whole first bit with Captain America, I definitely could have did without.
Yeah,
It was campy.
Yeah. It got
was.
interesting
It's
once
a
it got
little
to
too
Madripoor.
campy for it to be Black Widow.
Captain America, but it was purposefully campy, and then it completely turns
Because
around.
she's like, I can't take this shit no more.
Yeah.
I gotta lash out.
It's like I'm a killer. This is what I do. Like
Yeah.
this is what I have to do. I didn't like the fact that Cap was kind of like a ball sack in the beginning, because he was all like, no, we don't kill. Cap, you're a soldier. You've killed a lot of people.
Yeah.
We've seen you kill a lot of people before.
Yeah.
So get off your high horse. I didn't need, like, the Captain America that I know and love, whether it's Ultimate Captain America or the 616 Captain America, was the guy who would do what he needed to do to get the thing done. Mm-hmm. If he had to kill you, he was going to kill you. He didn't want to kill you.
But if you force his hand...
Right. Mm-hmm. I mean, guys, correct me if I'm wrong, but I always knew the modern age Captain America. I'm not talking 80s, you know, Kurt Busiek Captain America, who only used his shield once to kill Baron Blood, who was a vampire, because apparently those guys, they suck.
Literally.
See what I was about to say. See what I did there. But like the modern age Cap, actually, to kind of come full circle with a conversation from earlier, ever since 9/11, Cap has been balls to the wall, no joke. Mm-hmm. Like, he has gone up against terrorists, he has killed terrorists.
Yeah.
That's also when they made Ultimate Captain America, even, like, they threw the badass rock and broke every window in the church.
I mean, even this latest volume right now with freaking Tanahashi Coates and Ling and Yu, it's straight espionage and just good writing. And, like, there's even a storyline right now with fucking Celine from fucking the Inner Circle and this shit.
Okay.
And which, number one, shocked to see in a Captain American book. And number two, it worked. And this is great writing on that. So, I mean, I totally get it.
Let me ask you this one. Is it just like a fun Jason Bourne series, or is it, going back again to an earlier question, are there, modern undertones, like, in the book? Do you feel like
somebody's for the Captain America?
Yeah, do you feel like somebody's telling you, hey, wake up, look at this? Does it parallel anything in real life?
I would say this,
because I know Ta-Nehisi Coates is very outspoken about just about anything that comes to his mind.
There's definitely some woke moments in this, mm-hmm. and not just like woke, like socially, but like in the book, like this volume, it deals with the effects after freaking Secret Empire.
Okay, yeah, everybody kind of hates him at this point.
Yeah.
Like, everybody's done with his shit, and they bring that to light in Black Widow as well. Like, she's like, "Oh, Steve, it doesn't matter what they say about you," and then he's like, "Yeah, it does." Like, he's all sad about that.
It's like, think about it. Secret Empire, as bad as it played out as a limited series,
it was a poorly handled good idea.
But even as bad as it was, the aftermath of that miniseries
is actually more interesting.
Is great. Like, he couldn't be the Avengers leader. So and like, granted, I looked into it too much, which
brought in Captain Marvel again, raising her status up even further.
But then she said she didn't want to be the leader either.
Right.
So then they had the vote, and the vote ended up being Black Panther, and that causes a ripple effect of, like, they're not happy that Black Panther, who is a king of a whole nation, is in control
of the world's greatest superheroes. That's a valid point.
And I didn't think about that until Secret Empire and until this run of Captain America. And maybe go back, think about that. So there's a lot of ramifications that's happening out of what happened when, like, S.H.I.E.L.D. took over Hydra in the MCU.
Mm.
Yeah.
The aftermath and the ramifications of that is affecting the Marvel Universe just really on the low. And that's what I liked about this thing about this volume of Captain America. Tanahashi Coates did a great job, but into weaving all of that together and giving it a balance. That was dope.
Jumping from Black Widow to Marvel Comics Presents, because Cap appeared there too in some whack ass storyline with a kid that wants to be a daredevil. Mm-hmm. That was some Evil Knievel shit. I could have done without it.
Yeah.
The Captain America story in the back was like he had to talk to this kid's mom, and the kid wanted to be a daredevil, and he's like, "Don't worry, I'll talk to the kid." And here she is, like 2 pages later, going now being a daredevil. It's like, no, you should encourage your daughter to do what she wants. No, Cap, maybe you should tell her not to be a daredevil. I don't know. I get it. Yes, encourage your children. Yeah, and at the beginning of Marvel Comics Presents was another Wolverine story where he's fighting demons. Come on.
Yeah, like that's some Thor shit.
Yeah,
like Honestly, like, with the way that story was going, I was expecting Hellboy to pop out. Like...
Silly.
Yeah.
Silly. However, the book that I thought was going to be stupid... Oh, that was the other thing. There was 3 stories in Marvel Comics Presents, because Invaders has a lot to do with Namor, which I want to talk about in a moment. Mm-hmm. But there was also like an origin story with Namor in Marvel Comics Presents. Maybe I don't know the character well enough, but Namor survives an atomic bomb blast?
Yeah.
How strong is he?
Yeah.
I think that's blowing shit way out of proportion for the fucking King of Atlantis.
It is, and yet at the same time, like, moving into the book Defenders, you get to see Namor do some epic shit.
But that's now. This is going back to 1945 Nagasaki.
Right.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Pete's Basement Land. Does Namor have that power level to actually survive a fucking an atomic bomb?
I mean, the dude was part of the Phoenix Five, so he has to have some kind of power within him.
Well, I mean, so was Cyclops, but Cyclops can't fucking...
He can't take an atomic bomb. He can level something like an atomic bomb.
All right, think about the Phoenix Five and how each one of them had a strength.
I hated this story.
Very true, but their power levels added up.
This is the story that makes Ramon like cringe, physically
cringe,
like lurch because of the Iron Man Voltron armor. I really want to know if Namor can survive an atomic bomb blast, so please write in to the basement and let me know.
Yeah, that's definitely not something you would think.
Invaders now is apparently coming right off of a previous Avengers storyline. I'm behind on Avengers, unfortunately. There's just a lot of shit to do in life.
Yeah.
So Namor apparently is turning back to his ways of evil and fuck the humans and fuck the surface world.
Yeah,
kind of
except this time I think he's going full blown villain.
He's nuts. Like he's talking.
He's talking to somebody
that's not there.
Yeah, we don't know who.
His old buddy, his old war buddy.
Apparently.
So and you don't realize that until the end of the first book. But I don't. With a character whose history is as rich as Namor's, and probably isn't as well known as some of the other characters. You realize they're pushing Namor all of a sudden now, right?
Yeah.
So how long before he gets introduced to the MCU?
I said before the end of the year.
Within a year or two, right?
I said before the end of the year.
You think so? We'll see like a cameo appearance?
Yeah.
They'll make an announcement by the end of the year, and then we'll get an appearance at the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
Yep.
Guaranteed.
Yeah.
Remember, he goes to both worlds. Remember, technically, he's the first mutant.
Right.
And the lore.
No, he's not. Apocalypse is the first mutant.
I mean, he's one.
He is a mutant, and he's a half Atlantean mutant, which
he's one of the mutants that they accepted in like the public eye. In other words, he was an invader, and granted, they were like the invaders are out. They were the team. There was we have superheroes, but like we're not associating ourselves with them, but we're happy that they help us. They acknowledged him during that time, so I get what they're trying to do. Like when he can cross over any universe and both would be good. They can use them in the X-Men universe. They can use them in the Avengers universe. They use them in the Fantastic Four universe.
But do you think these are these like new stories being written, or are they referencing something like Grant Morrison style? Where he researches stuff from the character's history and then brings up the oddest points of all time, like Darkseid's Omega beams can, send people back in time instead of obliterating them. Like, is this character that Namor, who's Namor's friend, is this something from the Golden Age? Did he ever meet a character by this name? These are things that I think should be researched and thought into, and because Namor does have a pretty, he was in All Winners Comics back in the 30s. He was in his own comic. He was in Marvel Comics, and occasionally went up against the Human Torch, the original Human Torch, Jim Hammond, who was also one of the Invaders. He was in the Invaders books.
Yes.
USA Comics, etc. He was in a lot of fucking stories. So I'm sure at some point there was a soldier or something named Tommy, whatever, I forget the last name. Mm-hmm. So I think knowing something like this, and I would really like to know if anybody does know, obviously drop us an email, questions at Pete's Basement, and tell us if this is part of Namor's history, or if they're just kind of writing off the cuff. I think I would like it more if it was part of the history.
Yeah.
But Namor is off the chain. He's back to being a villain.
Yeah.
For whatever happened in the pages of Avengers, which I'm gonna have to get back up and take a look at.
Yeah.
his friends are going after him to try and help him because, like, hey, he's our friend and we owe him at least this much to try and talk him down before this leads to all-out war.
Yeah.
Do you want me to tell you what he did in Avengers?
Yeah, he killed some people, like, in cold blood.
Yeah, he killed Stingray. Spoiler alert, Cheeze. Yeah. I like Stingray when he was...
Well, this was like 4 months ago or so. He's a villain, right?
He was a villain that turned an Avenger.
Uh-huh.
He was on the West Coast Avengers for a hot minute.
So why did he kill him?
Because he basically gave him a choice. Either you're with me or you're against me. And he's like, listen, we could talk. I could talk to you, man. We go back, blah, 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 blah. And he beats the living shit out of him. And Tiger Shark is there. He's like, I'm just going to follow you so I don't die too.
When was he able to control water like that? That's new.
That's some Fathom shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's going on there.
Or Mira, actually.
Yeah.
Now you've brought in... Going back to what you said about, hey, that's a good idea. Now it worked in the movie, and now Namor has the power to control water as well. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, you're right. A lot of these people are inspired by each other. I would not doubt it.
But, okay, what's going to go into your 3-question... It's going to be a 3-part answer.
Okay.
What made all y'all believe that what y'all reading fun?
Some of it's not fun. Some of it is not fun.
Some
and
of
that's
it's straight up painful.
That's why we do this, to let you guys out there know what's not fun.
What made this, all 3 of you, this whole situation...
Why do we like comics?
Fun. I'm not even saying that's fun.
That's an existential answer. I don't know if I'm...
Yes, existential. Like,
I don't know
I think I can answer that.
All right, I'd like to hear this one.
Yeah, well, somebody...
It's an escape from reality that I can control.
But where did it make you that interested?
When I realized I could do it. When I realized I could disappear. In other words, I could pick up a book and not think about anything.
I tried to do it on my wedding day, and she still said yes.
That's when I knew. Like, in other words, that I can open up a book and just disappear into the book. The only way I can get it, only way I can change that is
picking up a different book.
Exactly, but I controlled my destiny in the book.
What was the book that made you really believe in that?
And just to continue this.
Yeah, to make everything lead.
It didn't start with a book with me.
Everything has a storyline.
Yeah.
Everything has something that you're interested in. It's not just a dribble of, oh my god, I can believe it. And the storyline was great for this one fucking book. What was the start to your relevance of this?
X-Men 200.
And what was the story? Because I guarantee there's 3 cameras sitting here right now.
That was the one when Magneto becomes the leader of the X-Men.
Yeah, and they had him on trial. They basically had him on trial. Look.
Yeah, I remember that. That's a good cover. Just Magneto standing there, like no helmet.
Handcuffs and all.
That's when he had the big M on his chest, too.
What kept you regular? Like, that was...
Bran, usually.
I wanted to see what happens next. Like, I wanted to see. But
there's a storyline to it. There's. But even X-Men. What was it? X-Men.
Well, I mean, like I've said this before on the show. I'll say it again.
And I probably asked you the same question.
Okay. No, I know what you. I think I know what you're saying.
Something that these people they click on it.
What was it about that particular story?
Yes. That's exactly what I'm looking for.
No,
not the fact that you read the story. It was the fact that what made you in that story let you believe that.
I have an answer now that I understand the question exactly, and I have my answer, which is one I haven't talked about on the show. But since you brought it up and since you asked, the day that I realized like I'm gonna keep going with this whole comic thing, this is pretty cool, was the Spider-Man saga with Eric Larson. I started reading right before Powerless, or maybe I was on Powerless because he was getting his ass whooped by Scorpion. But right after that, Venom started to come back, and I had never seen Venom before.
Not the shit we see now.
No, this was Venom. This was Eddie Brock, fresh off of the Todd McFarlane run, which defined the character.
Well, Spider-Man was never evil before. Am I correct?
Spider-Man was never evil. No, so you have now an evil Spider-Man.
Evil Spider-Man.
So he's primed for his comeback. We see him, he's on the island, he's alive, and then all of a sudden, there's an eviler version of Venom. Now there's Carnage. And ASM 361 through 363 is some of the finest Spider-Man books ever. The inception of Carnage. When Spider-Man...
That was on the Bagley run, too.
Yeah, yes, it was.
Yeah.
Spider-Man
yeah.
has no choice but to go to his deadliest enemy, his evil version of himself, and say, dude, I need your help. That was one of the coolest shits for me, because now at this point, like, Venom Eddie Brock is living peacefully on an island, thinking he succeeded in what he wanted to do, which was kill Spider-Man. And this was before the days of the internet, folks, so some of you try to imagine that. He can't just pop onto his cell phone and check, oh shit, there's some news stories about Spider-Man. No, he's on an island. He's cut off from the world. He doesn't know Spider-Man's still alive running around New York. So Spidey and the Human Torch go to the island, and he's like, hey, I'm still alive. You're going to want to still kill me after this? Yeah, you probably are, but I need your help, man. There's a fucked up, crazier version of you running around New York killing people. And they did it without blood and guts, but they didn't censor shit. Like, he maybe killed some people off camera or something.
Yeah.
But even just hearing about it, like the one girl that was going crazy when Spider-Man and Venom land, and she's like, oh my god, he just went eeny, meeny, miny, mo, picked Sarah and just threw her against the wall and crushed her skull. All you're doing is hearing about what this guy did. You didn't even see it.
Yeah.
But your imagination is running wild. And that was when I realized that I really like the idea of, like, evil clones, evil versions of things. That's why I hang out with Pete, because I get to be the evil version.
Nice.
But, like, I like
Accurate.
Venom and Carnage. There's an episode of Voltron where he fights another version of himself in the original cartoon. In the new series of Voltron, when he's going up against Lotor's, robot that's infused with quintessence. That shit is dope, because that's like the evil Voltron.
Hi, Kate.
One of my favorite characters in the Masters of the Universe run, which was brand new, is the anti-He-man, who's the most evil man in the universe. Yes, can't be as fuck, but it's still an awesome character.
Okay.
The evil injustice version of Superman. Yeah. All of that I like. Evil Reverse Flash, one of my favorite villains. That was the shit that actually kept me going, was how many evil versions of the same character can we possibly get?
Be so creative at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
You two.
One of my favorite new characters is Nemesis Prime, the evil version of Optimus. Fucking dope.
Yeah, that's a
Not to be confused with the Shattered Glass universe Optimus Prime, who's basically just a Decepticon. Honestly, the whole Shattered Glass thing, kind of lazy writing. Kind of lazy. It's not an evil clone. It's a different universe where the Autobots are the Decepticons and the Decepticons are the Autobots. That's all.
Good job, kids.
I mean,
there are good evil clones and there are bad evil clones.
I'm gonna go back to the Jim Lee X-Men 1 run. That was really, like, between that and a couple of one-off issues of either Amazing Spider-Man or Web of Spider-Man.
Web was a good underrated book.
It really was. It really was. And, like, oddly enough, the artist on that book for a long time was Alex Saviuk.
Yes.
And his brother was the first chiropractor that my mother ever went
weird.
to.
That's a small world.
Yeah. So he started my collection. Walter is his name. And he actually handed me a handful of books, so thank you, Walter.
That's cool.
Talk about having your back.
Yeah.
Ah!
High five!
I see what you did there. Very nice, very nice.
Honestly,
among that collection was a couple of issues of Web of Spider-Man, a couple of Jim Lee's first issues on X-Men. Those are, like, the two I gravitated towards.
Nice.
So,
I mean, that was Jim Lee's X-Men run was when I realized who my favorite villain was, and it was that I liked a lot of villains throughout my life who had, like, long white hair, like Galleon from Luna the Silver Star, Sephiroth from Final Fantasy VII.
Yes.
Lotor, I thought was pretty cool.
Apparently,
He was a dick,
according
he
to the
was cool.
Japanese, if you're evil, you have long white
You have
hair.
long white hair.
Silver hair don't care, Playboy.
Yeah, exactly.
So I liked a lot of these characters. And what was I talking about?
Evil villains with white hair.
Yeah, but where was I going with that?
Something having to do with X-Men, I guess?
Someone having to do with X-Men. Thank you, Pete.
Yeah,
I completely just fucking
original-
left.
original-
Yeah.
You open the second page of Jim Lee's X-Men, right?
Yeah.
And what do you see? I am Magneto. This is my home.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's fucking cool. Trifle melodramatic, but cool.
Yeah.
Like, this is now my favorite villain of all time.
Yeah.
Like, I toss between him,
Same.
and I do have more in common with Doctor Doom, but I like Magneto because of the long white hair.
Where did the new writers go wrong for the stuff that you guys love?
Oh, that's, my friend, that's an episode in and of itself.
That's like 3 episodes.
That's
That's a
That's a
great
miniseries.
question, but yeah, that's,
Can I sit there with a microphone and do every one of you?
you would have to.
Well, you love it.
We could do that like an old, like one of those old school interviews. Like,
Unsolved
what was the
Stuff.
storyline that ruined comics for you? And continues to do it.
I know yours.
You know me well enough to know mine.
Well enough.
You don't even know comics, and you're like, no, Pete hates that story. And all of the Pete's Basement tried and true fans know what story it is as well.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. And we all hate it,
No,
too.
you should probably pretty
We
much
all
know
hate it, too.
But coming back to it, Invaders is a really great book.
Yes.
It had basically all of Namor's friends going after him to talk him down before he leads to a war with Atlantis and the surface world.
Did you notice that when he was traveling to complete his delegation, Namor was, he was traveling with something that looked a hell of a lot like the Blackbird from the X-Men?
No, I didn't notice that.
Yeah, there was a panel of him traveling with his, I guess, his advisor or whatever to take care of, the one faction of Atlanteans that have gone rogue. And he's basically he's traveling in an underwater SR-71 Blackbird, like it's like an exact replica. I forget what panel it is, but it'll be showing up on your screen right about.
Oh, give me extra editing work, you fuck.
But no, like I love this book. I can't wait to read issue 2.
It caught me by surprise because I wasn't expecting much from it, and it was
Especially because I read it right after Marvel Comics Presents. So
Yeah,
I was like,
so
set
you
up.
were already jaded.
Yeah, I was already like, oh fuck.
Like, oh, this is
We're
gonna be a
do this
fucking
shit
gimmick.
again. And I'm like, oh, wait
And
a minute,
the
this
best-
is actually good.
Now, this could also be another lead-in for something that the Shadow's been telling us that they are going. One of the plans for one of the Wolverine movies is him and Cap in World War II, possibly with the Invaders.
Invaders
Okay, I can.
So,
Yeah.
if they, I mean, we couldn't probably expect this movie for a good another 2 years or so.
minimum.
At least.
Yeah. I mean, there's got to be an announcement, which is supposed to be at SDCC about the whole Fox thing. We are supposed to get a Galactus scene at the end of Endgame. I don't know if it's going to happen, but supposedly, from what we hear, that was one of the reshoots that Kevin Feige had Endgame undergo.
Okay.
And I guess all the characters reacting somehow to Galactus, or maybe, one or two people reacting to maybe the Silver Surfer. Hopefully that would be really dope.
Like, that would be dope.
I don't even need to see Galactus yet. Give me the Silver Surfer.
Yeah.
And it just has like a
No,
computer-generated thing.
give me Norman Rand when Galactus shows up to the
And
planet.
his planet?
Yeah.
Zenla, I
Yeah,
think?
Zenla.
give me that at the end of Endgame. I'm in.
That's an interesting take. I figured it would be something like, they finish fucking up Thanos.
They could do so much with that.
And
they
like-
could basically turn it into a time
Silver
travel
Surfer
mishap type
origin
of thing.
movie.
Well, yeah, but like they could tease it, and they could have teased it in Endgame. Are we caught up on Supernatural?
No, Abs, I did not see it yesterday. I was out for Harry's last day, and I got super drunk.
Gosh, that was last night.
Super drunk.
I was so drunk that I came home, I went upstairs, and I went to sleep. And as you guys know, my mother lives on the first floor, I live on the second floor. And usually I go to sleep sometime around 3, 4 a.m. to never. And my mother says to me the next morning,
300.
you fell asleep in your bed, like right away, right? I said, yeah, how'd you know? She said, because I heard you snoring. She heard me snoring through the floor. Through the that's 18 feet.
Yeah.
And like a good 3 feet or so of brick and sheetrock and wooden supports and everything.
Sound travels.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I must have been sawing
Chain
fucking
saw.
logs. Holy
Chain
shit.
Saw. That's me.
That's what
Hashtag.
3 Manhattans, 2 double Jamies on the rocks, and finally a shot of tequila. Thank you, M. There was no reason for that
You crossed the stream.
whatsoever.
You crossed the stream.
Yeah.
I tried to warn her. I did.
Across the stream.
And I started to get the wet spits, and my boy James was there with the water. He was like, hey, you look like you could use this, because he's British, and I love that. So I start drinking the water. We leave. I'm fucking loaded. I destroy like 2 slices of pizza. Because I resolved to cheat on my diet that day. Because I'm going to get drunk. I'm going to need something in my gut.
Yeah.
You know, you understand that.
Sure.
All right.
I'm with that.
But either way, Jim texts me this morning. And he's like, hey, man, I just wanted to make sure you got home okay. You know, you seemed a little worse for wear after that tequila didn't go down the right way. And I said, tequila never goes down the right way. It's like a fucking blind hooker. Just tequila does not play well with others.
No, it definitely does not.
All right.
This is why the Four Horsemen is so fucking
The Four
dangerous.
Horsemen is very dangerous.
Yeah.
There have been a few over the years who have championed the cause with us on the Four Horsemen. But, everyone suffers for that.
Absolute said that you would drink her under the table, but she doesn't drink.
Yeah. She says she's glad she don't drink.
I will drink
Pete would drink out
all night long, as long as you don't put me outside. If you put me outside, I'm going to black out and fall asleep. Something about the fresh
wind,
air,
fresh air, yeah.
I'm dead. But I will be fine sitting in the basement, walk the boys out. Like if I'm on a stoop for too long, it's like, Elvis has left the building. Let's talk about your shirt.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Greg has the best shirt on today. I try to be relevant
Yeah.
with my Punisher shit, and Greg had to come in.
I didn't mean to.
And be extra for Betty White's 97th birthday.
Yeah, there you go.
Let's pour a shot for Betty.
Yeah.
And Greg, stand up and show the folks that shirt. That's a pretty
right
dope
here.
shirt. Not for nothing.
Hashtag squad.
Yeah, right there.
Yeah. Would you like one for Betty White? For Betty.
Half one.
All right.
Half one.
Oh, shout out to my beautiful, awesome niece, Sanea, because she got me this sweater.
Thank
I feel like someone's aunt in this sweater. It's so warm.
I said, it is a very auntie sweater, but it looks nice.
It's a man
really
cardigan.
Yeah.
I
but
like
dude,
cardigans, not for nothing. I really
No,
truly
but
do.
feel this.
Great.
Feel this shit.
Oh yeah, that's like ooh, that's
Yeah.
like terry cloth.
Yeah, like, dude, like,
That's
God.
nice. That's like a little towel.
yeah, and it comes with a hood, too. It's like,
Yeah.
I feel like I'm on freaking America's Next
I
Top
mean, it's a
Model.
nice like pine heather color too. It's really great.
Yeah. But shit, yeah, man. But thank you, Tanea. I love you. Mwah.
And thank you to Betty White.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Betty.
Happy birthday, Betty.
Yes.
Keep on trucking. Did she really say in an interview that she fucked William Shatner?
Yes.
I don't know whether to be proud of her for that. Or proud of him. But I know he got a lot of pussy back in the day.
Well, he definitely did. But I'm sure he was probably proud of that.
Betty White was pretty hot back in the day.
Hell yeah.
No.
Comic of the week was definitely Breakneck.
Hands down.
Read issue 1. I didn't get to read issue 2, but you did.
Yeah. Issue 2 gets even stupider.
It's so insane.
Brilliantly written.
It's spy intrigue. It's infidelity.
Like, I see the part of Joe totally being played by Steve Carell.
Nice.
I could see that, like the bumbling husband.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, like, I mean, not quite get smart stupid. You know what I mean? But, like,
So you're taking this more of as a comedy than...
Well, I think parts of it should be, but, like, Steve Carell could play the serious. You know, he could play, like a deadpan, you know, straight type of character. But I think...
That doesn't sound... That's, like, the new movie he was in, I thought that shit was going to be, like, Oscar-worthy, and it didn't go nowhere.
Oh, Marwin?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that shit looked good from the You know, that
trailers
shit was
made it
fucking
look good.
heartwarming.
Well,
this guy gets his ass beat and he makes this imaginary world to ease his fucking mental
thank God
pain.
he's fucking doing freaking Space Camp on fucking Netflix. It was like, the last 5
You
movies...
shared the trailer for that. I didn't even know about this until you shared the trailer.
The last 5
Breaking
movies...
nerd news, folks.
There you go.
We do what we can. What he's been doing the last movies has been really like, you know, sad bastard flicks all day. Like,
Yeah?
I mean, like Foxcatcher and fucking what was the other shit? Like, yeah, a whole bunch of other sad shit.
He does look like he could be that artsy kind of actor that
Which
wants
I don't
to do
mind.
these
I
films,
don't mind, but like, you know,
expand your horizons. Do you think he doesn't want to be like Michael Scott anymore? Like, does he not want to be that kind of silly actor? Like, do you think he's afraid of being typecast like Jim Carrey was?
no, I think, and I'm glad it's funny you brought him up. I think he's to the point where like he's literally picking roles based on actual depth. Like,
Yeah, he's trying to be, you know, he's trying to make meaningful films.
yeah, like he doesn't.
Not everything can be fucking Citizen Kane.
Yeah, like
Actors and actresses.
He doesn't need to make a blockbuster, but becomes a blockbuster is with this. Like,
Right.
that's where he's at right now. He's transcended. He's like he's in position to become the next Tom Hanks in some sense.
I think he would love to be. I think a lot of actors would love to be, but I don't know if I don't think he's got that kind of gusto. I like Steve Carell. I like him a lot.
Yeah.
I don't think he's Tom Hanks quality, man.
Because
I agree with that.
I think he's trying too hard with, like, because I haven't even heard of most of these films. And I feel like, you know, an actor like that of that comedic caliber should be getting more films. But if he's doing films that are not what people are expecting from him, there's a thing about being typecast and everything. And I get you want to do the movies you want to do, but, you know, you have fans that I'm not saying you need to cater to, but maybe... I'm not saying stay relevant. That's the wrong fucking thing to say, because Steve Carell is like one of them nice guys that doesn't really care. Because I know he runs like the cookie shop or something, a bakery with his wife, like a small little town, you know, fucking corner store.
They're good. He does movies. He does movies just not because he wants to, because.
Yeah, like But I don't know. Like I would be. I definitely said it wrong. I'm not saying he should cater to his fans or anything, but I'm saying like this is what a lot of people know you for, so they may not be able to even find you doing these other films. Mm-hmm. I would hate to think that, you know, a nice guy like that, an actor who's really good at what he does, wouldn't want to do comedy anymore. Because these are not really comedies that he's been in. These are like really kind of dark movies, and some parts are funny,
like
but
cerebral.
You know, like some of his comedic shit is fucking legendary.
Sure.
Truly lit. Like the Office, some of the lines that he got away with are ridiculous. Even fucking his little stint in Bruce Almighty. I still, to this day, I will just every now and then look at a few of my friends and be like, I do the cha-cha like a sissy girl. Like, that fucking, like, his whole bit when he goes crazy, when he's like, hey, you know, talking all the gibberish and shit. Mm-hmm. It's fucking hilarious and timeless.
But see, you brought him up earlier. Like, that's kind of like what Steve Carell's doing now, or has been doing for the last couple of years, is what Jim Carrey did. Mm-hmm. And like, mind you, Jim Carrey came out, you know, on 11 Color, Ace Ventura, The Mask, so on and so forth, and then he came out of nowhere with freaking The Truman Show.
Right.
And then he came out of nowhere again with Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
Didn't realize he was in that. I never saw that.
Yeah.
Great movie. It's a mindfuck.
I didn't see The Majestic either. I heard that was really dope.
But like he wants to not only expand his range but not define it.
He also did that number 23 shit too,
Yeah.
which was whack. Like,
yeah.
Going back to what I was talking about with Namor. All right, you know, if the number 23 was an actual conspiracy that they researched, that they, you know, threw at his mental state, I would have liked it a lot more. Like, if it was a real thing. You just made up this whole conspiracy. There are myriad conspiracy theories out there. Pick one for him to be obsessed with. You want a fucking wacky number? I mean, this movie was kind of a copy off of Pi, if anybody's ever seen that shit. Mm. That was a great, low-budget, crazy-as-fuck movie when they point out all of the things that are connected with Pi. This is a crazy-ass number, and it is basically the nexus of, like, all existence. But nobody knows how. but everything equates back to pie. And if you haven't seen this movie, look it the fuck up. Let's go back to the comic book that we was talking about.
Yes. Breakneck.
Breakneck.
Yeah. So, sorry, I got us off.
The hard case crime shit has been consistently good.
Yeah.
This is the kind of, like, indie book that you want to get a hold of, really sink your teeth into, because they are consistent with keeping the label going as an ongoing, but each story is maybe anywhere from 2 to 7 issues long, let's say. Mm-hmm. And they always do a good job with it, and there's all sorts of crazy-ass different crime that people are committing left and right. If you like Criminal, that we talked about last week, Titan Comics' hard case crime label is definitely in your wheelhouse. And they'll have maybe at least 1, sometimes 3 titles coming out, like, you know, in the span of a few months, running at the same time. It's a great fucking series.
Wait a minute. Freaking, Mickey Spillane's My Camera. That's on Titan too, right?
Yes.
Oh, there you go. Say no more.
Yeah, that's right. You were really into that one.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if you like Mickey Spillane's Mike Hammer, you definitely fall in line with freaking Breakneck.
And really, any of the other hard case crime stuff. There was the girl who killed Harry Houdini or something like that.
Yeah,
I forget what it is, and it was about like one of his stage assistants and shit.
Yeah, I read a couple issues of that one to review for here.
I think
that
that's
book was
done.
pretty good.
Yeah, they're all consistently good. But you know what? I'm going to take the opportunity to make that segue. Have you guys seen Death by Magic on Netflix?
No, it's on my list.
Oh man, this dude Drummond is fucking insane. He's not only like a magician, like an illusionist. Obviously, he's doing illusions because he's not really getting killed and shit. He's like, you know, doing David Copperfield shit, but he's also a mentalist. So like some of his tricks are just mental games that he plays. Like he reads people, and you know, like he'll look at you and know. Let's say he asks you to put the phone, the bottle, and the can in a particular order. Like he'll know exactly which order you put it in if he's not looking at you, just by like looks at you for a little while and then like just goes back here and does the same shit you're doing. And people, that's like just like his little warm up stuff. Some of the stuff he does making shit appear, but like, okay, he's got like 3 frat guys, right? They're in front of him. He makes them choose which bottle of hairspray they're going to spray into a candle that's right in front of his face. So there are 4 bottles, there's 3 guys. So one candle, one bottle of hairspray is full. The other 3 are not. So he has to figure out which one they're going to choose that's already got the hairspray in it, but he's got to figure out way ahead of time that this is the bottle with the hairspray, these are the 3 they're going to choose. And then, like, each one takes the hairspray bottle, sprays it into the flame to see if it sets his face on fire. Crazy ass shit.
That's
wild.
It's so insane. But, man, there is one particular part that blows my mind, and he's in, like, Louisiana, I think, and he's with this elderly black couple at a fucking table, and he asks the woman, he's like, all right, we're going to take a look at the menu, right? And he's like, pick your favorite thing on the menu. And she's like, you know, keep it in your head, And she's like, all right. So the menu's got, what, 55 items on it? Mm-hmm. Like, he looks at it, he asks her a couple of questions, etc. He says, pick your favorite thing on the menu. And he's like, all right, so I saw you walk in, and we talked for a little while. Well, I kind of assumed that your favorite item on the menu was carrot cake. And she was like, oh my God, how did, you know, through whatever little series of questions, how did you figure that out? And this woman is so blown away. He's like, yeah, go ahead, take it. She's like, really? It's real? Like, she eats it, she offers it to her husband, and her husband's like this, He's looking at him the entire time like he thinks he's the devil. And then she's like, no, look, it's real carrot cake. He's like, nah, I ain't saying I believe it. He's like, nah, I'm not having none. And I just cracked the fuck up.
Nice.
It's a dope show, man. Death by, I think it's like 6 episodes or so, and each one's like a half hour. Watch it at dinner.
Nice.
I'll be tomorrow.
Okay, so back to Breakneck.
No, we finished Breakneck. Yeah.
Right.
I think it's going to be... No, I don't want to spoil nothing for nobody.
Okay.
Leave it... Go and pick
Yeah.
it up. Check out issue 1. I think it's going to be like what? It looks like probably 3 to 5 issues, give or take, with this one because they're doing
Probably.
part 1 and 2 in the book. You're getting like a
issue
good
1.
60-page, was it 35-page comic?
Yeah, it was definitely extended, and then part 3 was in issue 2, which was just as dope. But it's kind of taking it down a somewhat predictable road, but it's just done really, really well. The writing's really good for this book. Artwork's not bad either.
No, artwork's fun.
So
It's like somewhat realistic and not too cartoony, which it needs to be.
yeah.
Well, I think that about covers it. I can't think of anything else. I don't see anything on the list that we might have forgotten. I think we should all retire for the weekend and watch Punisher.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Agreed.
That'll be fun. So, guys, thanks for tuning in. As always, hit us up, questions@peachbasement.com / Facebook.com /
Yeah.
and Instagram, Twitter, etc. Actually, it's just Instagram and Twitter now because I fucking left Tumblr at Pete's Basement.
I just got back to Tumblr.
Yeah, I'm not doing it. Without the nudity, there's no reason for me to be on Tumblr. I
yeah.
don't need GIFs that much.
Bye.
My cell phone can search for GIFs, and if not, the Giphy app can search for GIFs. I
And
don't
then if
need
not,
Tumblr.
and then if you don't have that, then Imgur, you can get gifts there.
I forgot about Imgur.
Some people say Imager. Some people say Imgur. I thought it was Imgur.
Imgur.
That's what I thought it was for.
Good.
This is worse than potato.
It really is.
Yeah.
Nelly Furtado?
What? Nelly Furtado?
Nelly
No, I
Furtado.
used
She
to
was hot, wasn't she?
No, you say potato,
Yeah.
potato, Nelly Furtado. Or tomato, Nelly Furtado.
You're speaking very fast. And without subtitles, I can't understand you.
Why?
Yeah.
That's
Guys, also, remember we got those new Patreon tiers going on for as little as $1. $1. We put your name on the Pete's Basement website in the order of which people have donated. And by the way, thank you, Greg. Thank you, Steve, for donating to the Basement Patreon. I didn't send you guys the updated thing for you to do that or feel obligated to do that. But, you know.
Nah, you know what it was? I thought I was already a part of it, but like, oh wait, I'm not. I'm like,
Yeah,
oh
me,
shit.
me too for the longest. I was like, oh wait, how am I not contributing?
I appreciate it. It was not my motivation, but thank you.
No, but I thought I was like, maybe I was high that night. I guess, I thought I did, but I didn't. But
It does get slightly expensive sometimes keeping the basement running, but we do it because we love you, and really it's like our only time to hang out. It's the only time we make to be free and do something each week. So we got the new Patreon tiers. For $1, we put your name on the Patreon page on Pete's Basement. For as little as $3 a month, we'll put your name in the credits of every episode. Once again, in the order that you contribute. In the order of contributors at this point. For $10 a month, I put you on a special page of contributors called Bosom Buddies, because really, what's better than boobs? Like nothing,
Boobs.
really. Some people say ass. I'm a tit guy, but
Same.
just saying.
I mean, equal opportunist.
Basement Bosom Buddies, because I'm also a big fan of alliteration. So we put your name over there before the other contributors, and I also send you some Pete's Basement autographed cards signed by everybody on the Basement crew. These are all like the postcards we give away at Comic-Con and stuff like that. And no, it doesn't really fucking matter that you're getting our autograph. It's not going to be worth anything any day.
shit,
Maybe
come on,
it
you
will be.
never know. Yeah,
Hey,
shit.
I never know. I never know, but I prefer to be a pessimist. It's the way I live my life. It's what I do. But we'll say, hey, thanks for watching, and we really do sign it. We don't have our assistants sign it because we don't have assistants. And we will also send you a free sketch by either myself or Roger, your choice of a dragon, an elf, or something else. There's something else on there. Roger thought that one up, and I just kind of
Yeah.
like the idea.
Yeah,
So,
it's not a bad idea.
yeah, for $10 a month, also that means you guys get a free sketch. So you're allowed to choose between a dragon, an elf, or maybe it was an Eskimo. Maybe that's the third one. I'm not sure.
Can I get a transgender unicorn?
I could try.
Okay.
Give it a whirl.
Alright.
I don't really know what to do, but
It's literally popped in my head just now. I don't know why.
all right, that's
I'm high.
That's an odd thing to be thinking about, but I'm with it. I'm with you the whole way. Fuck it. And we got new Pete's Basement shirts up on the website. We have our very first Rick Sellis t-shirt that's going up on the website. If you guys are not following our man Rick Sellis on Instagram, check him out. It's just his name. It's appearing right down there. Rick does really awesome Batman the Animated Series style art of just about anything and everything you could want. He does commissions, so just hit him up, tell him the basement sent you, ask him for something, and I know he'll treat you right. He's done a lot of awesome artwork for us over the years, and the first one we're putting back up is the Pete's Basement and Ramon Amazing Fantasy 15 cover. That's the one so great. It's awesome. Not just because it's me as a cartoon. I'm just saying it's really awesome. And you know what, Rick? I definitely got to commission you to do another one of the new Basement cast. So we can get something, a new one like that going. Remember we did the Justice League one, too?
Right.
With all of us. And we got that one. And we also have a new... By the way, profits from the Rick Sellis shirt, we are splitting down the middle. So half goes to the artist and half goes to the basement. So, Pete's Basement tries to take care of its own. And that's just one way we can thank Rick for being just an amazing artist and an amazing dude. Just come out of nowhere and start drawing the basement. So, we also have Pete's Basement supports the Hero Initiative. That's our new charity shirt. 100% of the profits from that shirt go toward the Hero Initiative, which basically sends money to all of these old school artists and writers who may need health care or, whatever, medical bills and all kinds of crazy things that life can throw at you. And the Hero Initiative takes care of these guys and women. And it's really great organization, and Pete's Basement is very, very proud to be working alongside them. They're very well known in the comics industry, and it's a charity I feel very strongly about as a graphic artist myself. So,
that's awesome.
Yeah, really, really, and it's a really cool shirt. Like we have their exact logo on it. It's like Pete's Basement supports, and it's like Blam, the Hero Initiative. So it's a very full length shirt.
Yeah,
we definitely using the whole part of the canvas there. And, of course, there's the regular Pete's Basement shirts in all sorts of colors and everything. And the Pete's Basement supports Project Harmony in a really great purple. If you guys don't know, Project Harmony takes all of these abandoned building lots throughout the city and makes these little parks out of them. If you've walked around New York City, you've seen a place where a house used to be, and you see, like, a little park area, and you're like, wow, that's why is that there? Project Harmony is the people that do that. So we're very proud to support one of our very own homegrown organizations, and pretty much all of that, the 100% of the profits of that t-shirt go toward Project Harmony. So if you like nature and giving kids a place to play, especially throughout New York where that kind of thing is hard to come by, Project Harmony is definitely a group that you want to support. And we also have the Pete's Basement Sports Out Veterans t-shirts. 100% of the profits of that go to getting wheelchairs for veterans and, walkers or crutches, whatever these men and women need. So, really happy with that. Just a little way to give back, something to do. So, if you got $20 burning a hole in your pocket, go and grab yourself a Pete's Basement t-shirt. Represent.com/store/Pete's Basement. And just choose from the catalog. And if you do get a t-shirt, send us a picture and we'll post it up right here on the show. Like it would be like right now if you had a t-shirt. Imagine your face right here. So there. Alright guys, that's about it. I'm going to have some more pizza, some more soda, and some more whiskey. And I expect to wake up sometime Sunday. Just in time to edit. See you guys next week. Let us know what you think about Punisher.
Peace.
Pete's Basement is copyrighted 2019. Ripped Productions. All rights reserved, so go fuck yourself.
He's gonna.
Yeah, if you say I'm not gonna fart on your jacket, there's a really good chance they're gonna fart on your jacket.
And then,
Oh man, I definitely got one of those embolisms in my head.
oh Jesus!
You ever like laugh too hard and you get that weird like cold spot?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
no, like it felt like ice cold for a second. Like how bad is that?